whispered true crime, please consider subscribing to the channel. I post 2 times a week, on Monday and Thursday at 6 p.m. Eastern Time. I recommend using headphones if you would like to hear the gentle mic brushing. Now, before we get started, please, 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 everyone do me a favor and make sure that you are subscribed to the channel. And if you don't mind, please leave it a like. Thank you. Now, for today's case, we are traveling to Cabo San Lucas, Mexico. So, a shout out to all my friends in Mexico. We will also spend some time in Charlotte, North Carolina. So, a shout out to all my friends in North Carolina. Alright, so some of you may have already guessed. Well, actually, no, you all know because you've seen the title. You all know we are covering the horrific case of Shanquella Robinson's murder. Now, before I get totally into it, I want to say that there are tons of rumors and misinformation out there about this case. I have seen my fair share of it while doing my research, unfortunately, which makes the research even harder because I clicked on things that were just complete, like, I don't know if you say spam or scams or what. Like, things that had a title that didn't match the content. You know, like it would say, this person gave information about whatever, and then you watch the video and it doesn't say anything about that, you know? Just complete garbage out there, and just so much disrespect in doing that. This is a person who was murdered, and there are family members looking for justice, and this is what is going on in social media. My rant is over. I'm just saying, I am gonna try to stick to the facts, even though there aren't that many facts. But here we go. Shanquella Robinson was born on January 9th, 1997, in Charlotte, North Carolina. She had 2 parents. Her mother's name is Salamandra. Her father's name is Bernard. And she has a sister named Tequila. I'm not sure if it's her older or younger sister, to be honest with you. But anyway, she would be 25 at the time of this crime. She graduated from the Winston-Salem University, and she was a very hardworking and successful young woman. She had 2 of her own businesses. One was a children's hair braiding business, and the other was a women's boutique. I believe they were both online businesses. You know, like, I don't know if there were actual stores for these places, but that's not really important. Regardless, she was doing well for herself. And it was said by her family when you break it down with the 7 of them, it was very affordable. Very affordable. They even hired a private chef. This was called the Cabo Villas. It had a private pool, hot tub, 5 bedrooms, 5.5 baths, sleeps 12 people, and you can see from the photos that it looks amazing. Sadly, what went on there was far from amazing. These are the people who she went with. There was Winter Donovan, Elise Hyatt, Dejanay Jackson, Khalil Cook, and Malik Dyer. Those were the original 5 plus her that headed out to Cabo on the 28th. And the following day, Nazir Wiggins met them. So he was coming in the next day for whatever reason. Now, out of all of these people, she had met most of them in college, but I have heard that she was kind of the last one to become friends with the group, you know. Maybe she was a bit on the outside of them, but we don't have a lot of information with that. The closest one to her was Khalil. She felt that they were best friends. She felt that, okay? They spent a lot of time together. He spent time with her family as well, and her family trusted him and regarded him as a good friend. So as I was saying, the original 5 friends plus Shanquella left on the 28th of October 2022 to go to Cabo, and they arrived with no problems. They spent the day having a great time, swimming, drinking, just, hanging out, enjoying themselves. And Shanquella was posting images on her Instagram of the good times that they had already started having. Now, something very dark that happened was that one of the friends, Khalil, took her phone while she was asleep on the hammock. It was 8:45 p.m. on the 28th. He took a picture, well, it was actually a video of her sleeping on the hammock, and you can hear him saying, quote, "First dead body." He repeats it. Which is very odd, but yet, I don't want to interject my thoughts so early, but I will, because I feel like if he was really planning on killing her, why would he say that? Alright, you can use your own opinions there. So anyway, she did wake up later on from that nap and continued to post, saying they were playing some drinking games, they were having fun. She even called her mother that evening, told her that they were about to have dinner served by their private chef. They were gonna have tacos and salad, and she would talk to her mom the next day. And all was well, or so it seemed. So now moving into the next day, October 29th, 2022, there is a video, I believe on Shanquella's Instagram, of her wandering around the inside of the villa, looking for her friends, shouting, quote, "It don't take that long to get naked, hoes. Where you all at?" Sounded like they were all gonna take a dip in the pool, like skinny dipping maybe. I mean, I don't know. I really don't know. And she couldn't find them, and then she found them all Shanquella's mother to tell her that Shanquella was sick. She had drank so much. But they were getting a doctor, and the mother really wasn't overly concerned at this point. Then, a couple hours later, he calls the mom again, and now he says Shanquella is dead. She died from alcohol poisoning. Can you imagine hearing this? So all of the friends, what did they do at this point? Shanquella has died. Do they stick around? Do they help the police or anything? No. They all pack up their stuff and go back to North Carolina. 1, 2, 3, they're gone. Okay, and some of them come to visit the parents. In fact, Khalil is the one who brought Shanquella's luggage back home, gave it to the mother, and he repeated the story about her having alcohol poisoning and dying. And they're not getting any official words from anyone about this, just the friends. And some of the other friends are also talking to the mother, telling her different versions of the story, which was a huge red flag if you think about it. If your friend died on vacation with you, you would know what happened, right? There wouldn't be any different stories, but some friends said that she was found by the maid, dead in the bathtub, and others said she was found by them in the bed, also passed away. So the mother was already like, what? This is fishy. And the father, Bernard, he was calling the resort, trying to find out something. Like, their daughter is supposedly dead. Supposedly. All the friends come back without her, but they don't have any information whatsoever. So he's calling the resort and asking if he can find out information. And they all say they don't speak English. Can you believe this? They don't speak any English. This is a resort in a popular tourist destination, and they can't find someone to speak English. Are you kidding? I mean, wouldn't you think there's a lot of American tourists and they would have somebody, at least one person, available to translate so they can do business at least? Well, he kept persisting, and it took him days to get an English-speaking person on the phone. And she told him, oh, your daughter did not die from alcohol poisoning. She had a broken neck. Now, after that, Salamandra, the mother, she got an anonymous phone call stating that Shanquella was involved in a fight, and that is how she died. That's all the information she got from that phone call. And she told that to the friends, quote-unquote friends, and they denied it. They were sticking to their alcohol poisoning story. So finally, on November 5th, the death certificate came out. So now remember, neck was broken, basically, and that is how she died. Also, they said that they believe she died at 3 p.m. and the time between injury and death was 15 minutes. In other words, after having her neck broken like that, she could only have lived for 15 minutes. So, those seem like the legitimate facts. Now, the thing is, according to the friends, they had said that once she became sick, they had gotten a doctor who had been treating her for hours until she died. So already that is, fishy. If it only took 15 minutes for her to die, then the doctor could not have treated her for hours. So anyway, it was at this point that the friends all sort of disappeared. They were no longer coming around. They were no longer speaking to anyone about what had happened because the death certificate was making them liars. Now, on November 11th, the family began making public appearances, making statements. The story was being covered only locally, in their area of North Carolina, and it wasn't getting a lot of media attention. They wanted it to get a lot of attention because they were getting the runaround. I mean, imagine the frustration. Your daughter is dead, and it seems like nobody really cares. You're getting nowhere, okay? Granted, it happened in Mexico, not in the United States, okay? But the possible suspects are all in the United States now. So anyway, they went out and they started speaking on the news and everything. And the NAACP picked it up and they called out for, the FBI to get involved. They wanted to help get justice. And this is when social media, I guess, really started picking up this case in a big way. So a lot of us have heard of it by now, which is a good thing because the more it is out there, the more we will all be crying for justice for this young woman and her family. Now, on November 16th, a video surfaced, which is still a mystery to me, who published it. It doesn't make sense. So this is a video taken in the villa during the fight between Shanquella and one of the friends, Dejanay Jackson. And I'm not going to show it, but I'll show some little clips of it blurred out, but it shows Shanquella getting beaten up while she is not dressed, but the other one is dressed. She's getting beaten up in the bedroom there. And you hear Khalil, her best friend, yelling, quote, "Quella, can you at least fight back?" And she says no, and he's videotaping it, I believe. And there's supposedly someone else videotaping it as well. So the friends are all standing there videotaping while Shanquella gets beaten to death. So anyway, that if you're interested in watching it, it's out there. It's disturbing though, because like I said, she's not even fighting back. She's just getting beaten to death. So with a video like that, that is some hardcore evidence. You can't dispute that. So now finally on November 17th, Mexican authorities call it femicide, which is just like homicide but specifically on a woman. And it carries a sentence of between 40 and 60 years in prison. if she was ever arrested. Maybe she was, maybe she wasn't. Maybe they could find her, maybe they couldn't find her. We just don't know, which doesn't tell us one way or another. It's all being kept quiet. Now, the parents are very unhappy about getting no information, which we understand, you know. They want to know what's going on. They want to know if the case is headed in the right direction, if there's progress, but nobody's telling anyone anything. And hopefully it's for a good reason, you know. When they keep things quiet, it's usually because they need to. Now, as far as the other friends, they also will probably face some kind of trial or prosecution in their role in just standing there and watching and not getting help, taking video. Or it's possible that some of them participated in the beating as well. We just didn't see it on the video. So hopefully that will happen as well. Now, another thing that is very important to the story is the friend who came separately on the 29th. His name is Nazir Wiggins, and he has a very fishy story. Now, he claims that he showed up at the villa at about 3:30, and that she was still alive at that time, but the death certificate said she was dead at 3 o'clock. So he says that he was called as he was kind of pulling up to the house, and they told him that she was sick, and he came in, she was there. He rubbed her head, he spoke to her, like, he encouraged her, you know, that she would be okay. Now here's the thing. She had visible signs of injury on her body. She had supposedly big knots on her head, her eyes were all bruised, her lip was busted. She could not have looked like a person who just had alcohol poisoning, and you wouldn't just rub her head covered with injuries and talk nicely to her. No, and think she had alcohol poisoning. Does that make sense? But that's his story. Now, the next thing that is really troubling is the police report. Okay, that came out on November 21st. So in addition to a report from the coroner, the death certificate, which tells you the specific findings of the doctor who was not involved at the scene, but examined her body after the fact. Okay, so we had that already, but now here is what the police had to say. Remember, they get their information from either witnesses or from seeing things with their own eyes, basically. And they said that at 2:13, Winter Donovan called the resort asking for a doctor to treat Shanquella's alcohol poisoning. At 3:15, the doctor arrived. Remember, she's already dead, according to the autopsy, by 3:15. The doctor said she was alive and severely dehydrated. The doctor tried to give her an IV, but could not, and wanted to transport her to the hospital. But the friends said, no, don't do it. Keep working on her here. They claimed it was $5,000 to send her to the hospital, and they couldn't afford it. But it's been said that that's a lie because it doesn't cost that much in Mexico to visit the ER. Plus, it's their good friend who's on the edge of death, you know. The doctor said that she stayed for an hour, and then Shanquella started to have seizures, so she called an ambulance at 4:20. She started performing CPR. The ambulance arrived at saying that this could be alcohol poisoning when she's so beaten up. Like, what? And why wouldn't anyone contact her family, from the police and tell them what was going on? Well, we don't know why. So, that is the case at this point. What do you think? Well, I will tell you some of my thoughts that I haven't already shared. First of all, my heart goes out to everyone who was hurt by this situation. Firstly, Shanquella, her parents, her sister, her real friends, not these ones. It is so awful. If your child dies, number one, it is even worse if they are murdered. And it is even worse if you aren't getting any justice. You're not getting respect. You're getting a runaround at a time when you need support. You don't need to be hassled and treated like nothing bad really happened to you. Like, just imagine these people in all this grief trying to speak to the people at the hotel and getting nowhere. Come on. So there's that. And if you see, like, I've seen some clips of the father and he is crying. I mean, rightfully so, but it breaks your heart, trust me. And the mother, she puts up a brave front, but it is killing her. And the sister put up a GoFundMe page. Oh, they had a beautiful funeral, by the way. On November 19th, they did get her body back. And they got her a beautiful casket in her favorite colors and a horse-drawn carriage, and it was beautiful. Very beautiful. So anyway, my feelings on the case. Well, these friends, how did 6 such awful people find each other? Just all morally bankrupt people. How did they come together? And why? Like, why? What was the motive? Everyone is saying that it was jealousy, that they killed her because she was successful and they were jealous, but I don't buy it, and that's what everyone's saying. I don't see that as a reason to take someone on a trip and kill them. It's weird. That doesn't sound right to me. Some say it's because she had cash with her and they wanted to kill her and take the cash. I don't buy that either. Some say maybe it was a man. She was, maybe with someone else's man and it was like a revenge thing. But why would all of them get involved with that? I can't think of a motive that makes any sense. Unless they really didn't mean for her to die, They just wanted to teach her a lesson for whatever they were mad about, and she just wound up dying. But they hadn't intended it. I mean, that's my guess. But I don't have enough information. I really don't. Nobody does, it seems. So that is very frustrating. Like, why would this happen? They all go for this wonderful trip, and this is how it ends. So, there's that. And then what is the story in Mexico? I mean, no shade to the people in Mexico, okay? I'm not trying to say anything bad about Mexico, but these particular people involved here, why are the stories so different? Is somebody getting paid off? Are they trying to hide it because they don't want to have a problem with, tourism? Although this story doesn't say to me Mexico is dangerous. It says to me your friends could be dangerous. Your American friends that you travel with could be dangerous. It doesn't say Mexico's dangerous, so I don't think they have something to hide in that regard. A lot of people are saying that this the scene.